So anyways, what I want to share with you today is a little bit about Sale-a-Bration, since Sale-a-Bration is, as I said, right around the corner. So these are the two catalogs. Many of you, if you have placed an order with me within the last year, you have a catalog coming in the mail. Now, saying that, when you get it, hopefully soon, a dear friend Janet sent me a Christmas card that I just got, and she mailed it 3 weeks ago. I don't think this is going to take so long, but they are coming in the mail. So if you receive your catalog, please send me a quick private message or email to let me know that you received it. Hey, Joyce, glad you could join us today. So I can't show you the inside until it starts next Tuesday, January 5th. But on that day, I will send my newsletter. You will have links to see the catalog. So if it's not in your little hands, then at least you can see what's in the catalogs. But this is what it looks like on the front. And I think you're going to be very pleased with what's on the inside. So switching gears from Christmas to Sale-a-Bration, I just wanted to let you know this is the only release they will have for this part of Sale-a-Bration. It basically, they're changing Sale-a-Bration this year, and they're changing it, I think, in a great way. There are going to be 2 celebrations in the year 2021. So basically, it's only going to be January and February, and then it's going to be again in July and August, which is awesome because that's when we have the annual catalog coming out. Hey, Patty. Hey, Linda. So glad you could join today. Going over the differences in Sale-a-Bration. So in the past, they came out with other releases of products. This is what they are offering for the first 2 months, again, January and February. I think you will be very pleased with what is in here. You will have a choice of 6 different stamp sets and 4 designer series papers. So whether you place a $50 order or a $100 order, then that depends on the selections that you can pick. So I am going to show you some of the designer papers, because you know I had to get those right away. This is gorgeous. This is a 48 pack of designer paper, 48 sheets, 6 by 6, and it's called Oh So Ombre, and it is gorgeous. So you have the colors of Bermuda Bay. You have an ombre effect, really on both of these, but this has a pattern. That's your first color. It comes in 4 different colors. Then you have Rococo Rose, which I have to confess, I think this is a lost color. It is in our in colors. It is absolutely beautiful, but I myself don't use it as much as I need to. And every time I see it, I just think it is so gorgeous. So then you have Granny Apple Green, which is a great color. It's nice and it's bright and it gives you that pop that your card needs. And then you have Blackberry Bliss. So with a $50 order, you can choose this stack of designer paper for free. Hey, Tracy, glad you could join us. She's so happy to be off and spend time with me live. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here and you chose to spend your time with me. Now, the other designer papers, this is called Flower and Field. So again, with a $50 order, you can get this designer paper for free. And this is a paper I am using today. It is gorgeous. Again, the colors are amazing. And it goes with, I have to, actually, you know, instead of, I'll let you look at that because it's so pretty. Let me see here the colors that coordinate with it. I wrote it on the back. Typically by now, I would have the circles listed down at the bottom here. But Christmas has been here and I haven't had time. I was happy to get my sampler made. So basically these colors, you have Basic Black, Bumblebee, which is one of the new in colors, Cherry Cobbler, Flirty Flamingo, Granny Apple Green, Just Jade, Misty Moonlight, Petal Pink, Pool Party, Poppy Parade, Pumpkin Pie, Shaded Spruce, and So Saffron. So I love that this is going to go with so many colors for so many different cards that you will be creating. Hey, Cindy and Donna, glad you guys are here. Welcome. So then we have Paper Blooms. Now, Paper Blooms is beautiful, and what you can do with Paper Blooms, it's probably hard to tell on these sheets, but you have these beautiful big flowers that you can actually cut out and use as accents on your card. So for this, we have Night of Navy, Old Olive, Petal Pink, Rococo Rose, Seaside Spray, and Soft Seafoam. And then last but not least on our designer papers is we have this Berry Delightful, which is very delightful. I absolutely love it. The colors are amazing. And this actually, you get the designer paper and you get this stamp set, the Berry Blessing stamp set, when you place a $100 order. So that's a lot of product to get for free. And again, I love the paper. And oh my goodness, I'm going to try to read through these quick. But these are the colors that coordinate with this designer paper. You have Balmy Blue, Blackberry Bliss, Calypso Coral, Cherry Cobbler, Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, Night of Navy, Pacific Point, Poppy Parade, which is one of my favorites, Rich Razzleberry, and Shaded Spruce. So again, with just a $100 order, you can get the Berry Blessing stamp set with the Berry Delightful. And this also coordinates with one of the bundles that is in the new January through June mini catalog. And that is called Sweet Strawberry. So here you have the Sweet Strawberry stamp set, and that has a coordinating punch. So this is actually the bundle that we are featuring in our bingo that we are having on Tuesday, January 5th. It's a Friday night. If you're on my newsletter or if you're on my Facebook page, you can get all the details, but I hope you will be joining. I see Linda jumped in here when I wasn't looking, and Linda's already signed up. So we have a great time when we play bingo. All of our door prizes and bingo prizes are from the new catalog. So it's a great way to get started on your wish list. And 6 games of bingo. We do it by Zoom, so you get to be safe in your home, and it's a lot of fun. But I don't know if you could see this. This punch coordinates with the stamp set, but it also, for the Very Delightful Celebration paper, it also cuts out the strawberries here. So it coordinates very well with that. So talking of that, let me show you what I want to create today. Oh, wait, I didn't show you this. My friend Sandy Alexander took the Sale-a-Bration paper, the Berry Delightful. You can see how fun the colors are. And then coupled that with the Sweet Strawberry bundle. And that was really a fun card to make. So today I want to show you this card. It's a little bit of a special fold, but nothing too crazy. And this features, as I said, the designer paper. And that paper, again, was the Flower and Field. This one here. So it's a Flower and Field designer paper. And I coupled that together with a touch of ink. So a touch of ink is one of the other stamp sets that you can earn for free during Sale-a-Bration. And basically, I love it because it's 2-step stamping. So you can stamp the colored wings inside the butterfly, or the same with the hummingbird or the leaves, or you can stamp the line images and color them yourselves. And that's what I'm going to be showing you today. Oh, Sandy popped on here. She said, the card was inspired on Pinterest. Nothing wrong with that, Sandy. I just loved it. So I have combined the two here, and it's a little bit of a special fold. It's a little bit of a side fold that opens like that. I actually did this fold in my December stamp clubs with one of the Christmas sets, and I just think it's a fun, easy fold to do. So let me show you how I made this. First, you are going to need a piece of basic black cardstock, and that is 6.5 by 5.5, and you're going to score it in at 2 1/4. So basically, when we fold this, it is your standard card size of 4 1/4 by 5.5. But that's what you're going to cut it and, again, score it at. For the inside, you're going to need a piece of Whisper White that is 4 inches by 5 1/4. Let me put these over here, you see them. Then you are going to need a piece of old olive that is 3 inches by 6 inches that you scored in half at 3. So this is going to be that center piece here. And I'm going to tell you now, your hardest part is going to be remembering to put the fold on the right side and not on the left, because we are creatures of habit. So that's your next piece. Then you are going to need 2 pieces of designer series paper that are 2 inches by 5 1/4. I use the layering squares. I love all of our dies that we have for the shapes. So you need 2 of the 2 3/4 inch layering squares, and that's in Whisper White. And then you're going to need 1 piece of basic black that is 2 13/16. Now I know that probably freaks some people out, but just remember, if you go to 2 3/4 and just go one little mark, 1/16 over, then guess what? You have 2 13/16. And the biggest reason I wanted that is because I just wanted a little bit of a black, very, very little of a black outline to go on my square. So don't be afraid. I was a drafter in a previous career, and don't be afraid of those fractions. Okay, so I'm going to move all this aside. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take my 4 by 5 1/4 piece of designer series paper, and I'm going to attach one of the designer paper strips to it. So I'm going to take this one and put it right along this edge. It's a trick here because I'm really doing white on white. The eyes aren't what they used to be. Yeah, close enough. So I'm just going to put this on this side, and then I am going to take the front black flap here, and I'm going to take my other designer series paper piece and put it on the left. Okay. It's really, for whatever reason, easier for me to turn it horizontally. So I have that there, this here, and then this is actually going to go on the inside. Like so. So that right there pretty much gives you your card base. Do you love it when they come together pretty quick and easy? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my 2 squares. I have the scallop square, the front, with the thinking of you and the butterfly, and then on the inside I have just a little bit of the old olive leaf. So for the front, I'm going to do my words first, because I can always make my butterfly work around my words. So I'm taking the Poppy Parade and the Thinking of You. And again, this is using the Touch of Ink Sale-a-Bration stamp set. And I am just going to stamp this in the bottom right corner. Now I'm going to show you at the end a couple ways, different ways to color this butterfly. But for the card that I'm doing here, I am going to stamp it with blends. But I'm also going to show you how to use an aqua painter and your ink pads, and also our long forgotten watercolor pencils. But since I am using the blends, I want to use our Memento ink. Okay. So I'm just going to take my butterfly. It's so hard when you can't see right up top. Hold on. Oh, I'll do it anyways. Close enough's just going to have to count. So I have my butterfly. Put that aside. And while I'm at it, I am going to stamp the inside scallop square. So I will do that with the leaves and some old olive. I'll try to tie all these little colors in together. So I have those. Now, just to soften my edges a little bit, I am going to take the Bumblebee, which is one of the new ink colors, And if I want it to be a heavier sponge, I could always do it on the rolled side of my sponge and come across like this. But I really just want to do a light scraping, just to kind of accent that scallop. So I'm using the flat side. And then I shouldn't get too much on the front of my scallop square. It's just a light scraping. So I will do that on both of these. Come around. And then in this stamp set, which I love, you have some little speckles. And they always, to me, just kind of touch things up and just add a little bit. Got a little mark right there. Let's see if I can put that on. There. Nobody knows. They are the most forgiving. So, looking at my comments, Donna says she got all of the blends for Christmas. Donna, you must have been a very good girl this year. That is an awesome gift. Good for you. And you are such a creative stamper. I can't wait to see what you do with them. So here I have the two pieces. So I'm going to just set them aside at the moment. And then when I go to color this, again, I am not a pro at the blends. I need to use them more, but I think they are a great way to color. Our blends are an alcohol marker, so that's why you needed to use the Memento ink, because it will not smudge with the alcohol. They come in a light and a dark. They're only sold in a set now, but we do have most of our colors, not all of them, but most of them. But I love them because they don't leave streaks whenever you are coloring. So I tend to like to use the broad end. When you look at them, there's a thin line and a fat line. So this side, you have a thin tip, which is great for getting it in these small areas. Then you have your broad end, which I like to do most of my coloring with. The most important thing you have to remember is do not leave these uncapped, because since it is alcohol base, they are going to dry quick. So you don't want to leave it out like you would do a water-based marker. So I'm just coming in here a little bit with the dark. I can even come down that way a little bit. Always use the side of your tip so they stay nice and sharp. But I'm just coming in with a little bit of darks. Then I'm going to come in with the light Poppy Parade. And I'll bring some more of that color in. And I always thought when you color anyways, you just want distinction between some light and dark. You never want everything to really blend all together. Now I'm going to come in with the, oh my goodness, slipped my mind, pumpkin. The pumpkin pie. So a little bit of the dark pumpkin pie. For some reason, my mind went back to only orange. Oh my goodness. Those of you who have been with Stampin' Up for a while know that's like a trip down memory lane. We haven't had that color in a long time. Then I can come in with a little bit of the light. And then I will come in with the Daffodil Delight. So when I do want to blend a little bit more, I come in with the lighter of the two colors. Let me hold this up to you so I guess you can see that. So that's pretty much what you have here. But then like I said, when I want to blend a little more, I come in with the lightest color, and then I can go in between the light and the dark. And it softens any edges that you originally had. Let me see, this is the, let's try the light. And that to me is where a lot of the blending comes in. Let's see if I could do just a little bit more of the, I like a little bit more of the darker pumpkin pie in there. There. And then for the body, if I was to come in here with just black, I think you would just have a black body. So, you know, that makes sense. So here I'm coming in with the dark smoky slate. And by coming in here just a little bit, it leaves the outline of his body, but you get rid of that white. So that, again, I'm not a pro, I just enjoy it. So this here is how I would have colored my butterfly. And then, of course, everybody loves some Wink of Stella, and I think anything with wings should glitter. So putting this on here, I don't know that you're going to see it on the screen, but it is gorgeous. It makes all the difference in the world when I have it in person. Y'all just have to come to the house and stamp with me. How nice would that be? So now I'm taking that 3" by 6" piece of cardstock. Keep in mind, when doing this card, you want your fold on the right side. It's so easy to do it like this because, again, we're, you know, creatures of habit. So what I'm going to do is I will take that 2 13/16, and that's what I want to put my butterfly on because I want that black to come out. And I'm glad I turned this over to tape because I also want to tell you that when you use blends, make sure you do have a piece of paper down. Don't go coloring them on your grandmother's good tablecloth or anything because they do bleed through. And I've actually colored with them to where they bled through and the back was very cool looking. But you can see the color will come through the Whisper White cardstock. So now when I put it on here, again, I just wanted it slightly larger than my scallop so all of that color can pop. Then I will put this with the right fold here to bring in the old olive from the designer paper. I will put this on the inside left. And then when I go to put this in my card, it will get centered, but it will go like that. So what I'll do is I'll put my Stampin Seal on the back. I'm just going to kind of open it so I can center it this way. And then that, not as straight as I would like it, but we're just going to pretend. So then I will put it on as such. And this card, again, you know I love my special folds. This card here, I think is pretty easy to make and uses minimal amounts of designer paper because after all, you're going to want to savor this paper or get as much as you can. Because again, Sale-a-Bration is only for 2 months. So as I promised, let me clear my place here. One of the things I did that you can do too, I don't know if you could see this, on this card, I was practicing my coloring and I actually colored the wings and then just cut the wings off of my piece, and that gives my butterfly more of a 3D look. You know, because the wings are the star of this card. So as you're playing, keep in mind and do that also. So now let me show you a couple other ways to color. Okay, this one, you did see me color with the blend, so I won't do it again. But this one is stamped with the blends, as I said, with Memento ink. You have to use Memento ink because your blends are alcohol-based and it will not smear. Now, I personally love Memento ink, and that is my black pad to go to for anything. What I also have, that I don't like as much, but it serves a purpose, is my black Stazon ink. And you want to use Stazon whenever you're going to be coloring anything that is actually water-based. You know, I've tried Memento even with water-based, and it's funny, it's hit and miss. Sometimes it'll smear a little, sometimes it doesn't smear at all. So this one was Memento for the blends. They look the same looking at them. And then these two are with the Stazon. Now I have also, I don't know if you could see it, I've also stamped this on shimmery white. It's a little bit bigger since I'm using water. It's a heavier cardstock. It has a little bit of coating on it. So although you can watercolor on Whisper White, just a standard white, just remember it is thinner. And if you want more of a watercolor effect in your cardstock to hold up better, use either the shimmer white or the watercolor paper. So let me get that out of the way. So one of the ways you can color this was, we're old school now, we're going way back. Who has watercolor pencils and who has not used them in forever? Go ahead, you can comment. I already know the answer. I loved my watercolor pencils when we were first creating. That's all we had in the beginning. You can color with a blender pen and your watercolor pencils, or you could also pick up from your ink pads, which I will show you. So they come in 2 sets. We have watercolor pencils 1 and 2, and I like to keep mine in one of our stamp cases, the thin ones. And it's easy to keep them in there, but of course, not to mix them up, I had this one also. So I'm going to grab the Cajun Craze from here, and then in the original set, we have Real Red. We have, what other, let's see. We have the yellow, and that might be good. Oh, and let's grab, what was this color? Real Red, Cherry Cobbler, Pumpkin Pie. I didn't want that, I grabbed Cherry Cobbler. I really wanted the Cajun Craze. Okay, so anyways, I'll find that in a second. So what I'm gonna do, whenever I colored with the pencils, let me see, Joyce says she has them all, but she needs to dust them off. Yes, ma'am. But I always thought it was the best thing because some people would actually color in the whole thing, and then I didn't see how it really blended a whole lot. It did a little bit, but I like to with my pencils. I'm a scribbler. You know, I had to stay in the lines as a kid. I'm over that. So I just like to scribble in my color kind of heavy. Then I'll scribble in my orange. Put a little more orange in there. And then I'm going to use some Real Red on my edge. But see, I'm not really too worried as far as covering this whole thing because that to me is the purpose of my blender pen. So now let me find, look at me, I put that Cherry Cobbler back and now I want it. Just like a woman. Oh my goodness. Let me see what I got here. I don't want Melon Mambo. Okay, you all saw I didn't get up. So how in the world do you lose it? Let me see. Okay, well. Here we go. Nope. All right. I'm going to use then that Cajun Craze. Bring in a little bit. I'm not going to like it as much, I can tell. You know, maybe a little rich raspberry. This is like a psychedelic butterfly. It's really cool. Okay, so now I'm going to take my blender pen and I am just going to pull this color out. And that's what it does. It's like these pencils just kind of melt. Let me try this in. Here we go. And see, I'm pulling it away because if I pull the dark into the light, I'm going to lose some of that. But can you see how I scribbled, but yet how well it blends? And as I get into my darker colors, since I'm going light to dark, I'm not going to worry about it. But if I was going the opposite, I would take this and kind of just drag it on its side so I can protect the tip. But this does hold color, but that's how you clean it. Drag it on its side. So now let me come in here. Get a little bit of that rich raspberry Cajun craziness going on. Should have been Cherry Cobbler. And then I can go up here to the top. And if I wanted to put more color into this, all I would have to do is come back in. Well, I don't want real red. A little bit more orange or yellow. And you can just color on top again. Darken it up a little bit more. And then just use your blender pen. So see, I didn't spend all my time really coloring. This to me is such a quick and easy way to color. Because as I said, your blender pen really does do all the work. Now the other way that you can color this, and I wasn't necessarily a fan, back in the day we would do the blender pen with our ink pads. But when you're doing that, sometimes it did get streaky. So what I'm doing today is I'm going to take the ink pads. Again, this is Bumblebee. I'm squeezing it. You can see how I squeeze that. And then when I open it, I have my ink on the lid. And the reason you want to do that is because you never ever want to take your aqua painter and put it into the foam part of the pad. So I've opened that. This is terracotta. Beautiful color to blend these. And then this is Poppy Parade. So have a paper towel with you. This is, gosh, probably my original aqua painter, but they come 2 to a pack. This is a small and you have the large, and you actually put the water in the barrel, and then it acts as a paintbrush. So one of the things you want to do is you can come in here and pick this up off the lid and brush it on. This definitely is the quickest way. Now, if you think you have too much water, just dab it off on that paper towel. I want this to be nice and dark in the center here. Then I can come over here to my terracotta and bring in some of this. And just remember too, like I always wanted to be an artist right from the start. And I had a dear friend, Audrey, and Audrey was amazing in everything that she did. She just has many, many, many talents. And she always said, and we all know this, say it with me, practice makes perfect. And that is true. You know, I want to be the star of the show right from the start, but if I don't practice, then I won't learn and perfect it. So never be hard on yourself. Just enjoy the creativity. Work at it. I got too much water on there. And just remember, we love our cards and they are made with love, as they should be. So if I want to come back in, see how I'm dabbing the color off here, want to come back in with just a little more of the yellow, I can. And then you can just wipe this out and close it. But again, never put your aqua painter into the foam part of your ink pad. And there are just 2 other quick ways to color. So what I did when I did this card is I just took a set of these wings that I had colored and I cut them out. I'm going to give you the really quick version here. Our paper snips are wonderful. I just wanted to show you, I did not worry about his little body. Poor guy. I just came around because I just wanted to show you how I attached the wings. And the good part is if you were a little messy and you went out of the lines, you're not going to know it because you're cutting right on the line for these wings. All right, that didn't take too long. So I had my wings, right there. Definitely a little wink of Stella, or if I had my spray bottle of my champagne mist, you know I would certainly be using that. And then just like I do my banners or most anything else, I like to give this a little dimension. So I will bend these. It's still a little damp because I did watercolor this one. But then right here where it attaches to the body, I bent it up just a little bit. Because this is where I will take my glue dots. I would definitely attach this with a glue dot. Let me see where they are. So I'll put 2 on here and I hope it'll attach okay because again, it's still a little damp. I'm impatient, I didn't let it dry good enough. But I have my glue dots on the back. Again, just make these up a little bit. And then when I put them on the body, I just match up where my butterfly was. And then you have a 3D butterfly on here. That's the one I just made. So this was with the aqua painter. And then this one I was able to get a little bit of a darker color in. And this was with the blends. So needless to say, since we do have on next Tuesday the 5th, both of these catalogs starting, that's what I'm going to be focusing on. And just remember, you earn this product free with your order. So we will have 6 stamp sets for designer series papers to focus on. And in addition to that, if you host a party or if you place a large order, gather it from your friends, with $300 in sales, you get the Punch Party stamp set, which I will be able to show you on Tuesday. It is a really cute set that coordinates with 4 different punches. So that's in addition to any items you get free. But let me just tell you, before you spend $300 on your own order, you really need to consider getting the starter kit. With our starter kit, you get to pick $125 in product, and that can be product from the new mini catalog. So it's a great way to get a start onto your wish list. You only pay $99 and there is no shipping. So that saves you another $12.50 right there. In addition to that, during January and February, when you do that, purchase a starter kit, Stampin' Up! Is going to send you 5 packs of the 6x6 designer series paper. And those are the designer papers that will be featured in our June 2021 catalog. So you'll get a pack of the Regals, the Brights, the Subtles, the Neutrals, and the In Colors. It's almost a $60 value in designer paper, free just for purchasing the starter kit. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I have a wonderful team of stampers. In fact, we're getting together and stamping tonight by Zoom. It's a lot of fun, and it's just a great social outlet, not to mention a great way to save on all of your products. So if you are not watching this live, then chances are you were either on my Facebook page at a later time or on YouTube. So if you're on my Facebook page, if you would, please like and share my video. As you know, I was always a face-to-face, person-to-person demonstrator, but trying to get out there into social media, and I do like it because I get to see so many of you, for example, today for lunch, that I would not have normally been able to share lunch with. But if you could like or share my video from Facebook, or if you are watching on YouTube, if you would subscribe to my channel or click the bell, it will then notify you when I do other videos. So thank you so much. Oh, you're so sweet, Donna. We are blessed. Like I said, Donna's on my team, Joyce is on my team. Who else do I see here? Golly day, we are just blessed with some very talented, very sweet ladies. And I would say, looking at everybody who has joined me today on my Facebook Live, we would not have met if it wasn't for Stampin' Up. So needless to say, the friends are the best part of all of it. So I hope you all have a very happy new year. Like I said, may God bless you all and keep you safe. And I definitely look forward to being here with you next Wednesday at noon when we feature some more products. And I will be able to show you the catalog, and we will even focus on some of those mini catalog products because they are amazing. So God bless you all and Happy New Year. And thank you again for being with me. You make my heart smile. Bye-bye.